in because this session is very, very vital for many of us, especially who are new to this kind of thing, no, of putting grades online, no? Or recording grades, no, digitally. So this afternoon is a very significant onboarding session, and we really are expecting that we will get to really enjoy and also get more information and be helped, no, from this onboarding session this afternoon. So I welcome again everyone. I hope everyone is okay, feeling okay wherever you are, and I hope you are all settled down. Okay. So this afternoon's onboarding session is actually a session that was postponed last Wednesday, and hopefully this will still be ano, no, kanang a continuity of all the sessions we have participated in the past days, or especially in the past weeks, and also hopefully that for us here, the onboarding sessions are really becoming very helpful for all of us this afternoon. Okay, so as what I've said, this session is vital because it's part of our task, no, as faculty, to get familiar with the way we record our grades, and then how we communicate our grades to our students. And that's why our session this afternoon is all about using the SLMIS grade book. Okay, so to introduce our very lovely and special, no, resource speaker this afternoon or this evening, she graduated. She is an alumna of Xavier University. Graduated in BS Computer Science. Do I need to mention the year, Ma'am Shai?
No need,
Okay,
yes, sir.
no need. Okay, okay. Where in her bachelor's degree, she specialized in software engineering. Okay, and then luckily she continued her post undergrad studies and finished her MS in computer education information in Suncheon National University in South Korea. I need to mention this date because this was just in February 2012. From then on, she had numerous work experiences. Even in the while she was already still studying, she was already a junior researcher in the Center for Innovation and Creativity in the Suncheon National University. And then of which, when she came back, she was already here in Xavier University as a system analyst and a developer. Further promoted to being now the LMS administrator, the Learning Management System administrator, of which the SLMIS is under her care and responsibility. And that's why she is our fitting speaker for all things about SLMIS. She is working also in Xavier as assistant professor and also as the coordinator for the Masters in IT, no, ma'am? No, Ma'am Shai, no? Morning MIT coordinator.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Well, her professional interests all revolve about on project management, business analysis, robotics education, modeling and simulation, and of course, e-learning and m-learning. She has already some research publications made on mobile the math and augmenting teacher-student classroom interaction using mobile messaging. And she has been involved in a number of researches, foremost of which an agent-based model for carrying capacity in Lumbia. Way back in 2018, no, she finished as a component leader, very important role on that as a research component leader, and also as a main researcher for the agent-based modeling and simulation of human behavior for decision support on crowd disasters based on Bayesian network decision making. So it's a quite very complex term, no, Bayesian network decision making. But anyway, her personality is very much fitting for us to be able to really understand what SLMI is, because she can really coach us very well. So without much ado, so I'm introducing to you our resource speaker this evening. Hopefully everyone is still on please stay in tune, and as what I've requested, if you can have your SLMIS accounts already open, because our resource speaker will guide us through that. So let us all welcome with a resounding, kumpede, sounding virtual and actual applause for Miss Shairil May Sabal, our resource speaker for tonight. Yay!
Yeah, thank you for that, Sir Pox, for the introduction. So I did not expect that you are going to include the research
Oh
activities.
no, it's very, very essential din to
Yeah.
say that, Claire. Siyempre.
Yeah. So thank you for that
Say-
one.
Okay, go ahead, Ma'am Shai.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you, sir. Okay, good evening or good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to our session for today. So again, I'm Shireen Misabal from CISO, and I am also teaching under the College of Computer Studies. So this afternoon, our focus is more on about SLMIS gradebook. So as mentioned by Sir Fox, this is a very important part as instructor. So we need to learn how to use SLMIS. So by the way, SLMIS is a huge integrated system. So gradebook is just a component of it. So we will just be focusing about gradebook for today. Okay. So I have prepared, supposedly this will be a recorded presentation, but there were issues with the final file. So I will be running the video and I will be doing the discussion. Okay, so I will just pause the video, whatever we need to focus in a certain topic. Okay. So ready na ba? So I think how many participants are we expecting, Sir Pox?
Well, the invitations sent were to 90 participants
Okay.
for all participants in the OTL 1, batch 1 and 2.
Okay.
Well, this is actually more than average number that are attending today.
The 90,
Big
the Ma'am Shai, includes the
part-timers,
as
yeah.
well.
Yes,
Both
yes,
part-times
yes.
and
Okay, so anyway, they will have access to the recording, so I think it's
yes,
okay if
yes.
we can start. Okay, so let me just share my screen first before.
I'm shy.
Okay, let me check how do and I need to grant access. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to grant access to Zoom.
Bro, nawala si Ma'am Shai. Nalag out siguro niya.
We'll wait for her na lang to come back.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Ah.
there's Mom.
Okay, sorry for that one. I was asked to okay. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes,
Ma'am
yes.
Shai.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with before you're going to start discussing about grade book. Okay, so I would like to focus first on what is SLMIS. Okay, so you are here today, this afternoon, maybe because, okay, so I'm expecting that most of you are newly hired tertiary faculty, or you're given some undergraduate courses, and then you need to, of course, input the grades in SLMIS. So that's why you're here. Okay. So first of all, to give you an idea on what is SLMIS, so it actually stands for Student Life Cycle Management and Information System. So the SLMIS is an integrated system for managing all student related and business operations. And aside from that, aside from managing the students life cycle, so SLMIS provides self-service functionality such as online admission, online enrollment, online payments, and student profile updating. So basically, the SLMIS is a huge system. Okay, and for the grade book, okay, its grade book functionality helps you, or helps us, okay, monitor class assignments and grades. And at the same time, it also facilitates communication between instructors and students. So how do we communicate with our students via gradebook? So later on, I'm going to show you how you can leave notes, okay, for individual students. So with SLMIS, you don't need to, like, for example, post like something on social media, like, Mr. Chan, you need to redo your assignment, or let's say you found out that they were cheating on a particular activity. So no need to announce that one in your class. You can utilize a specific feature within SLMIS that will add a note, okay, as part of their parang view under SLMIS gradebook. Okay. So for the topics, okay. So I have organized the topics based on these. So the first thing, we need to know what are the prerequisites. So dapat nanatay accounts sa SLMIS this time, and other things. And at the same time, some information regarding your SLMIS account and how you are tagged to your courses in the SLMIS. And then list, okay, after that one will be the list of functionality, both for faculty or instructors, and then at the same time for the students. And aside from those, okay, I have included some recorded videos. Okay, so I divided them into 4 parts. Okay, so the first one is about navigating your SLMIS account. And the second part is about preparing your class assignments. By the way, in SLMIS, when you say class assignments, they are actually class activities. Okay. And then part 3, grading using gradebook. So this is the actual part wherein you're going to input the grades. And then part 4 is about submitting your grades. And I included the last part about FAQs. Okay. Okay. So for the first part on the prerequisites, so number 1, you need to have your SLMIS account, and then you have to make sure that you are tagged as the primary instructor. Okay, so why is it important na natag ka as primary instructor? It's because gradebook is only available to those who are tagged as primary instructors. The secondary instructors cannot edit. Okay, so that's the default setup we did before. Secondary instructors can only view the gradebook of their primary instructors. And then at the same time, part of the prerequisite, you need to have your grading system. Okay, so before we can input the grades or the activities within SLMIS, you have to make sure that you already have the grading system. Okay, so if you don't have one, it's best to ask your department or college if na existing the grading system. Okay, if not, then you will be using, okay, a template file. So I have prepared a template file, and then all you have to do is just to duplicate that file and set up your grading system. Okay, and okay, wait, sorry. Okay, so aside from your account in the grading system, you have to make sure you have the class assignments. So by now, I think you have already conducted different activities like quizzes, projects, or lab activities, okay? And student grades. And also, of course, since we will be using a system that is hosted online, so you have to make sure that you have the updated version of your web browser to access slmis.xu.edu.ph. So before I proceed, may I ask if you're able to receive your SLMIS account already? Okay. So don't worry if you don't have your SLMIS account as of today. Okay, you can just email CISO, and then maybe by tomorrow we will be checking if there are requirements that you need to submit before we can create your SLMIS account. Okay. So by the way, for your SLMIS account, okay, for the SLMIS account, you need to have your campus ID. Okay. So it's the next slide. Okay. So SLMIS account for instructors. First, the account creation. So again, so the accounts, they are sent to you via email, and it's created by one of our personnel. Okay. So the account credentials are sent by CISO. Okay. So once you have your SLMIS account, you have to make sure that you're tagged. Okay. And to make sure that you have the courses under your account, okay, just log into your SLMIS account, and under my schedule, the courses will be listed there. Or you may ask your department chair if he or she was able to forward the courses under your name to be tagged in SLMIS. Okay. So by the way, the course tagging is done by the registrar's office. So if, let's say, there are missing subjects, so please make sure to inform the registrar's office before informing CISO. Okay. Okay, so for the gradebook functionality, for this portion, I have divided it into two sections. So actually, the first part here, it's functionality for instructors. So these are the things that you can do as an instructor. So you can set up class assignments and due dates, and then enter grades for assignments, create notes for students regarding their progress, and also update grade rosters with midterm and final grades. Okay, so we will be tackling this functionalities in the following videos. Okay, and okay, for students, okay, they can view list of assignments and due dates. So basically, what you have identified in your grade book will be seen by your students. Okay, so even the grades and even those items wherein, let's say, supposedly their grade is, let's say, F, and then you change that one to D, let's say naluoy ta. Okay, so the student can actually view the original grade and the new grade or the final grade that you submitted. Okay, so aside from that, again, the students can view notes from the instructor, and they can also view the grading scale and weights for each assignment. Okay. Okay, so before I will proceed, may I ask if there are questions regarding your account or anything about accessing SLMIS?
Tigumon lang siguro nila, Ma'am
sige.
Shai.
Sige, tigo mo na lang nila.
Ah.
Okay. Sige, sige.
Mm.
Basta niyag balimtan. Okay. Okay, so I'll share it again. Yes. Okay. Okay, wait, I have to pause that. Okay, so for the first part, so these are the items that you will be seeing. So the first video is about how to access your account. So it's a sample video using my account. And then the 4 important functions. And the last part is on how to change terms or what we call as school year, okay, or SEM. Okay, so for the first video, okay, medyo here. So how to access your SLMIS account. So first, you need to go to slmis.xu.edu.ph and then log in using your SLMIS credentials. So once inside, okay. Okay, so once inside SLMIS, okay, the first thing that you need to do is to go to self-service, and then under self-service, you need to go to faculty center. Okay, so under faculty center, there are 4 links. You have my schedule. So this will display all of your courses, okay, for the term. And then you will also see like the class roster, grade book, and assignments. Okay, so that will be the next video. They are actually, oh, nag-skip ko. Anyway, so what I have here, it's actually how to change the term. So sorry, medyo na pa ng video, okay? So let's say, for example, you want to check the courses assigned to you from the previous terms, okay? So to do that, at the top part of your My Schedule page, you will see this this line like 2021-2022 first semester Xavier University. Okay, so meaning to say the courses listed below are under this term. So if you want to change a term, okay, you can just go to change term. Okay, so okay, so in this example, I checked 2018-2019 first semester. Okay. Okay, so if you want to return to the current term, so just select that one, and you will be redirected to the My Schedule page. Okay. So since we are already here, I'm not sure if it's in the next video, but okay. So under My Schedule, okay, you will see these 4 icons. So this is what we call as the first one, that's the class roster. So if you want to check who are the participants under this course or who are the students listed under this course, so just click on the class roster. And then the second one, that's the grade roster. So this is where we go to if we need to submit our midterm and final grades. And then the blue icon there, that's the gradebook icon. Okay, and the last icon, that's the class assignments icon. Okay, so you will be navigating through these icons in the following activities. Okay, or I mean the videos. Okay, and then what we have here are the class details. You have the class title, the time and day, and then the number of students enrolled and other information. Okay, so just a summary for part 1. So to access your SLMIS account, you need to go to slmis.xu.edu.ph, and to check your courses, okay? So you need to go to self-service, faculty center, and then my schedule, okay? And for the four important functions, or they're actually icons, they are called class roster, grade book, and class assignments. And also, if you wish to change to the past, future, or current terms, then you can just go to your My Schedules page, and then there is this green button at the top with the label Change Terms. Okay. Okay, so for the second part, okay, so under this section, we will have the following videos about the default class assignments, and then the default grading system, as well as how to set up your grading system using a template file, and how to load your grading system, as well as adding your class assignments. Okay. Okay, so for the default class assignments, okay, so if you're inside my schedule and let's say you have selected a particular course, okay, under my schedule, okay, let me check. If you go to the last link, okay, my schedule and then assignments, okay, so you will be able to see the default class assignment. So there are actually 14, okay, and they are based on the category specified under your category weight tab, so which we will view later. Okay, so there are 14, and the reason why we created these 14 class assignments is because just to it's a way to help, okay, the faculty set up the basic class assignments required in a class. Okay, so ideally, for example, if you have a quiz category, you would want you to have like quiz 1, quiz 2, and quiz 3 class assignments. Okay, but there are times when we just want to combine all the scores and then put them into a single class assignment. Okay, so you don't need to create 3 different class assignments. Okay. So again, as mentioned before, in SLMIS, ang class assignments, they are actually what we call as class activities. So every time you have, for example, let's say quizzes, oral recitation, or lab activity, okay? So if you need to input the grade in grade book, then you have to make sure to add a particular class assignment for that one. Okay, so again, so these are the 14 class assignments. Okay. So the default grading system, okay. Let me just check. Okay. So in SLMIS, for every course, we have already assigned a default grading system. Okay. So for the default grading system, okay, I have created a template file that you can copy. So whatever the values are placed under each category. So by the way, these are in SLMIS gradebook. Okay, all activities or class assignments should be under a particular category. Okay, so for example, we have the prelim exam output category, and then we have the midterm exam category. The class standing, okay, so they are like for example, for your midterm grade, your class standing is 50% of the midterm grade. So for that one, okay, you are free to assign or select whatever categories that you want to include in your grading system. So pwede man, like for example, in one of your courses, you will just use quiz and then seat work and project, okay? So you have to reallocate, okay? So just make sure that for those categories, dapat 50 lang yun ang total siya if it's for midterm grade. And also for after midterm class standing, okay, the class standing is 80%, okay? So again, you are free to reallocate these, okay, items. So you are free to remove, okay? But again, these are just the default values. So you can replace them whenever you want to. And also, notice we have here 4 items in blue. So these are fixed categories. So meaning to say, you cannot change these values, okay, and these categories. So the prelim will always be 20%, the midterm exam will always be 30%, and also your semifinal exam is 20%, and your final exam final output is 30%. Okay, so I think this is a video that will show you. Okay. Okay, I'll just move this back a bit. Okay. So I will give you the link for this one. Okay. So it's in Google Drive. So all you have to do is just make a copy. Okay. And that will be saved under your Google Drive. Okay. Then let's say if you want to, okay. Okay, so I have here everything displayed, viewable in a single screen. Okay, so this is a sample we're in, let's say, I think I changed the categories here and the percentages. Okay, so, okay. And on the right side, okay. So on the right side, that's the values or the category weights that you need to input in your SLMIS gradebook. So if you're going to change the class standing items, okay, so automatically the column here under SLMIS category weights will also change. Okay? So this will help you set up your grading system like easily. So you don't have to calculate like what is the percentage of, for example, my class participation midterm as part of the final grade. Okay, so no need to worry about that. Just set up your grading system and the values on the right side under this column will automatically change. Okay, and by the way, in SLMIS for the categories, they are divided into two parang parts. Like normally you will find, like for example, quizzes midterm. So meaning to say that category is for midterm. And then you also have class participation midterm, and then project paper midterm. Then you will also see some items with final na tag. Okay. So I'll just run this one. So this one will show you how to set up. Okay, so let's say we need to change the grading system. Okay. Okay. So I think this is the updated one. So notice on the right side, okay, we have the new grading system. So all you have to do now is to load the grading system. So the next video is about how to load the grading system to your course. Okay. In this example, I am using the Excel version. Okay, so it's easy to transfer or copy like grades if you are going to split the screen or have the other one minimized. Okay. Okay, so let's say we're going to copy the values. Okay. So under category weight, notice you will see the plus and minus icon. So we need to say you can add or delete categories. And then there is also parang a magnifier or search icon. Okay, so that will show you all the categories defined within SLMIS. And by the way, the grade book is not only for tertiary or higher ed. So the basic ed is also using this one, but they have a different mechanism. So just make sure that once you're going to, let's say, select a particular category, please select only those that are for tertiary. So again, for those na sa tertiary, they are usually tagged with midterm or final na keyword. Okay. Okay. So I'll just go back to the last part. Okay. So take note, once you are done, okay, the total weight should be 100%. Okay. So if the total weight is not 100, it will prompt a message that the total is not 100%. So you have to update your category weights such that it should total to 100. Okay, so you need to review, and then once done, save. Okay, so once we have our grading system, okay, so that's the first thing that you need to do. Now you're ready to add your class assignment. So I think at the start of part 2, I introduced to you about the default class assignments. So meaning to say they are already there. So this time, what you're going to do is to delete everything and then add your own class assignments. Okay. So in this example, okay, the assignment category is project midterm. Okay. And then you have here the description of this assignment. Let's say this is chapter 1 draft. Okay. And on the right side, you have short description. By the way, the short description, you only have 10 characters. So you have to try to make use of the allotted number of characters. So you can create codes, okay, for your activities. And also your short description will be displayed as the heading under your gradebook, okay? So make sure to remember the short description, okay? Okay. So for this class assignment, okay, I'll just discuss briefly about the sections, okay? So you have there the details. So at the first part, you have there required, meaning to say this activity is required. So what if this activity is not required, or this is just a bonus activity, then you can just remove the check mark, okay? So meaning to say it's just a bonus one. And then assessed, meaning to say this is a graded activity. So what will happen if I will remove the check mark? So meaning to say you're just logging the activity online, but it's not assessed. So maybe you just want to make sure that you have a copy of a particular activity that is not being assessed. Okay. And then the third option there, you have your include for midterm grade. Okay, so please make sure to tick this box if it's part of your midterm grade. Okay. And then the last part you have there, allow students to view grades. Okay, so meaning to say, by the time you will create this class assignment, the student will be able to see the grades already. Okay. Then you have here the points. Okay. So maximum points. So what's the maximum number of points for this activity and the weight in points? Okay. So normally the weight in points it's set to 100, but by default, your maximum points and weight in points, they are the same. Like if you entered 50 here, the system will automatically input 50. Okay, so later on, I will show you the 3 ways of grade calculation within SLMIS. Okay. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is a different class assignment. So before we created chapter 1 draft. So this is basically a similar activity, but this is for chapter 2. Okay. And okay, at the right side, you have dates and duration. So you can skip begin date, extended due date, and estimated grading date, but just make sure to input your due date. Okay, so in under your gradebook page, there is a page what we call as class gradebook. Okay, so all the class assignments will be arranged based on the due date. Okay, so even if, let's say, for example, your first activity, the due date will be on October, and then your next class activity and due date you assign, let's say, June, something like that. So those that are, let's say, na set as, let's say, June will come first before the other activities. Okay, so this is the important part. So make sure to input a correct due date. Okay. Okay. So this will just show you some examples on how to set up your class assignments. So this is no longer project midterm. This is class participation midterm. Okay. Okay, so these are just different examples. So in this example, it's seat work midterm. Okay, so you just follow the same process. I think I only created 4 or 5 activities in this example. Okay. Okay, so once you're done, save. Okay, this is the last one. Okay. So to view your class assignments, you can click on the arrows located at the top, or if you want to list all of them, just click view all. So all the class assignments will be displayed in a single page. Okay, so once done, save. Okay. So I know that's quite long, but for part 2, it's about setting up your grading system. Okay. And so there are 14 default class assignments loaded to all undergraduate courses. and they are based on the default category specified under the category weights tab. Okay, so again, you can change them. Okay, so no need to copy the default items. Okay, and also in order for you to set up your grading system, we have an external template file that you can use. Okay, so I will be sharing to you the link later. And also, all class assignments defined in a course, this is very important, should be under a particular category. So what if, let's say, you assign a wrong category? So that activity will not be part of the grade calculation. Okay. Okay. So part 3, this is very short. It's about how to populate your grade book. Okay. Okay. So from this page, notice we are still under class assignment tab. Okay. So after we created the class assignments, okay. So the next thing that we need to do is to click on grade book. Okay. So you can click the tab at the top or the one on the left side under your nav bar. Okay. Okay. So under grade book, there are 4 important, no, yeah, there are 4, I think. You only need to memorize 3 there. So you have class grade book, grade by assignment, and cumulative grades. Okay. So the class grade book is like the class record. So you can input grades here. Okay. And then notice on the right side for every item, you have a small checkbox. Okay. So you tick that one if you want to exclude that student for a particular activity. Let's say the student got sick and you don't want him to submit anymore that particular activity, then you can just put a check mark on the right side, and that will exclude that activity. And as mentioned a while ago, you can add notes. Okay, so you can click on the note hyperlink to add your notes. Okay, so like for example, you found out like this student copied the same, let's say, assignment. So you can just click on the note and add your message there. Okay, so that's the class grade book, and then you also have grade by assignment. Okay, and okay, so the grade by assignment that will let you grade assignments based on the activity. Okay, so we will be seeing that one in a while. Okay, so for example, I want to grade a particular activity, let's say chapter 2. Okay, so I can just select on the search icon, and then this lookup select assignment will pop up. So just select, let's say, chapter 2, or delete that. It's idea generation. Okay. So what's the difference between class grade book and grade by assignment? So in this case, you will just see the fields that's for the fields for this activity, and then you will also see the maximum points. Okay. So if you will use the class grade book, you will not have this view. So you won't know like what's the maximum number of points there for this course. Okay. So for grade by assignment, it's easier for you to input the grades as well, because you will not see the other columns. Okay. So again, this is the view of your class grade book. Okay. So in this example, I have updated the grades And then I also excluded some students. Okay, so again, if you want to add notes, just click on the note hyperlink. Then this is the view, other grade by assignment. Okay. So since we are under grading in gradebook, so I would just like to share that there are 3 ways on how you can calculate the grade. So it depends on your preferred, let's say, grading style. But normally, okay, we use mean of grades. So when we say mean of grades, all items, they are equal. So for example, if you have 5 quizzes, then all quizzes have the same weight. Okay. So I have also here an example. Okay, so I will not discuss this one. Okay, so but this will show you the different calculations. So I also have a file about grade calculation is that in a SLMIS. So I can have that one included along with the template. Okay, so for example, I have this activity like quizzes midterm for a particular student. So the same scores, okay, so Q1, Q2, and Q3. So just check the cumulative grade of this particular student if simple weighted mean of grades was set by the teacher. Okay, so it's the total for quizzes midterm, it's 52.6 over 100. Okay, so if we have mean of grades, okay, so as you can see, the maximum points and the weight in points, okay, for all quizzes, they are the same. Okay, it's all 100. So that's our mean of grade. So this will be the cumulative grade of student A. It's 65. Okay. And the last one, weighted mean of grade. So with this option, you can select, like, delete necessarily that your maximum point should be equal or the same with your weight in points. So in this example, let's say quiz 1 will have 10, and then quiz 2 will have 5, quiz 3 will have 3. Okay, so let's say for quizzes, it's based on this example, we have 18% something. Okay, for this weighted mean of grade, so I can only think of one college who was using this weighted mean of grades, the option. So it's being done under the College of Nursing. So they have identified all the activities and the weights of every class assignment. So dapat the same sila tanan of activity and the detailed kayang weight in points. Okay. So again, so by default, you can just use the mean of grades.
Ma'am Shai, excuse
Yes.
me. We
Yes.
have a raised hand among our
sorry.
participants. Si Miss Estacio, maybe you'd like to acknowledge
Okay.
her. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just
sorry, I
want
can.
to clarify
Yes.
if I understood it right. Because
Yes.
so this means we have to set up in SLMIS all the assignments that we have given this past few weeks, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All, so if like we gave like 10 assignments, you have to do that
10 times.
all, but it will extract all the names of the students automatically already.
Yeah. You have the names already in gradebook, ma'am.
I just have to set up the activity description itself and the grade
Mhm.
itself. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, ma'am, yeah, like for example, you have 10 quizzes, so you need to input 10 quiz class assignments.
So
okay?
dapat pala from the start we should have uploaded it every time we will make an activity. We should set it up as well in eLearn. I mean in
In
SLMIS.
SLMIS. Yes.
So
That's the
parang,
ideal.
yeah, we do it in eLearn and we do the uploadings in eLearn
Mm-hmm.
and the gradings in eLearn because diba, we're going to check it also in eLearn, am I right?
Yes, yes.
So it's like just linking it to SLMIS when we set it up.
Yeah, but there is no way that we can link our eLearn grade book because the eLearn also has its own grade book. So what? Yeah, we do it manually. That's why we don't suggest to faculties na to update the grades from eLearn. Instead, like to have the grades directly encoded under SLMIS.
So we will encode all individually per activity per student in the SLMIS every time we have an assignment. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes, ma'am. That's the ideal scenario. Although a number of our faculty, like they like combine everything, so they will just create one category, let's say one quiz category in SLMIS, and then they will add all the quizzes and then have it the sum here, have the total score there in SLMIS instead of creating 10 quizzes class
Yeah, but
assignments.
yeah, because we at first we just knew this now. So it
Mm.
would really it's na-compile lang po siya. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, so the very beginning we had already assignments like every week.
Mm-mm.
We will have to go back to that. So thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. So I will just continue. Just let me know. Sorry, I cannot see if anyone's raising their hand. So you are free to let me know, okay? So I'll just continue. Okay, so that's part 3. It's basically about adding grades, okay, in your SLMIS. So I highlighted 2. So you have the class grade book and then the grade by assignment. So you can enter points of the assignments and exclude assignments from cumulative grades, okay, by taking the checkbox right next to the field. And again, they are arranged based on due dates. And then on grade by assignment, okay, you can choose one assignment to grade. Okay, you can change the assignment due date for individual students as well as entering grades. So let's say you want to extend, okay, the due date, let's say for a number of students. Okay, so you can just go directly to grade by assignment and just change the due dates from there. And also, as the last part, SLMIS allows 3 types of grading. We have simple weighted mean of grades, we have mean of grades, and weighted mean of grades. Okay. Okay, actually, we're almost done with this, we're done adding, right? So the next thing that we are going to do is, let's say, to submit our grades. Okay, so from grade book, okay, you need to update your grade roster. Okay, so from the first video, this will just show you how you can update your grade roster. Okay. Oh, so this will just show you the class grade book. And then, so notice it's all 0. So if you're going to check your cumulative grades, so you will not find anything, okay? But under cumulative grade, okay, so you will see that the grades are arranged based on the categories that you specified under category weights, okay? And okay, you have the next button here. It will show you all the categories that you identified. And at the same time, you have a column here for the midterm grade and the overall grade. Okay. And also notice, okay, right next to the letter grade, you have some fields. Okay. So if you want to override the grade, okay, let's say from F, you change it to D. So you need to input them. Okay. So input them under the fields. Okay. And I think the next one is a demo because this is an empty one. Okay. 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 From the cumulative grades tab, you will also find this one, select grade roster. So if you're going to select this icon, it will show you either midterm or final grade. Okay. So meaning to say we are ready to send our letter grades to our grade roster. Okay. So, okay. So like for example, this one, okay, if you select midterm grade, okay, that will set the grade roster to midterm, and then you need to click update. Okay, so I think that's under the next video. Oh, I think this one. Okay, so from this this page, okay, notice I already have the grades. Okay, so I want to send the letter grades to my grade roster now. Okay, so I just select, okay, midterm grade. And then once done, make sure to click update. Okay. Okay. So once you click update, okay, it will inform you that the grade roster has 5 students and 5 have been updated. So please note, you need to check this portion because there are cases that, let's say you have 30 and only 10 were updated. Okay. So just check if there are some missing grades or something, or let us know because there are some cases wherein I'm not sure what are the scenario, but there are times wherein it will not update all the grades. Okay. So once done, just click OK. And I think you're done then. It's time for you to go to grade roster. Okay. So notice under my grade roster, I already now have the letter grades. Okay. Then all you have to do now is to submit it to the registrar. Okay, so there are only 3 options. Okay, so by default, it's set to save but not submitted. Okay, but for midterm grades, you have to select submitted to the registrar. And for final grade, you have to set it to hold for review. Okay. Okay, so these are the approval status. Okay, so there are only 3. So again, the default one, it's saved but not submitted. Okay, so if you're still working on your grade book, so you have to set it to save but not submitted. Or if you want to change something, let's say na set na nimo to submitted to register, but you want to edit something, then just change the approval status to save but not submitted. And then go back to your grade book and update the grades. And the last one, hold for review. So this is only for final grade submission. So why hold for review? Because it's expected that your department chair will review the grades before submitting the grades to the registrar. Okay. Okay. So for part 4 summary, so again, we have here important points. You don't need to manually input the letter grades from grade book to grade roster. Okay, so if you just make use of grade book, okay, if you set it up properly, it will actually lessen your work. Like you don't have to review all the letter grades. All you have to do is just to input the raw score, set up the activity settings, and everything will work the line because it will calculate the grade automatically. Okay. The cumulative grade page allows instructors to view but not change the grades. Okay. So if you want to modify something, you have to go back to your grade book and update from there. Okay. And yeah, so from your cumulative grade, so it presents the midterm and final grades as calculated by gradebook. However, the instructor can choose to override the calculated grade and enter a different grade. Okay. So actually, that's the last part for the videos. What I have here now are FAQs. So important ni siya because we receive a number of the same questions every now and then. Like for example, grade roster is missing. So like you cannot grade your students. Okay. So first you have to make sure to access the class roster through the faculty center. So if your class roster is missing as well, then you have not been assigned to the class, of course. So if you don't have the grade roster and then you don't have the class roster, so you need to ask the registrar's office to assign the course under your account. Okay. Then aside from that, you have here, grade basis displayed on the roster is incorrect. So what do you mean by grade basis? We have, example, there are colleges that their passing grade is D, and there are colleges na ilang passing kay C. So those have the different grade basis. So if that's the case, then you have to inform the registrar's office. Okay. So actually, the registrar's office will inform CISO about it, and then we will coordinate with the registrar's office. Next, changing a student's grade prior to grade posting. Okay, so if the roster is in save but not submitted status, you can update the grade by updating your gradebook entry. Okay, so once the roster is posted, meaning to say it's processed by the registrar's office, then you must go through the grade change process. Okay, katong na yung grade change form. Okay, to do that. And this is the common one, incorrect grade calculation. You have to check, number one, the due date, because the grade calculation will depend on the due date. So for example, the due date is still on December 2022, then it will not include that particular activity as part of the calculated grade. Okay, so make sure to check the due date. And then empty grades are excluded prior to the indicated due date. Okay. And next part, check maximum points and weight in points. So you have to see if you're using, let's say, the simple weighted mean of grades, the mean of grades, or the weighted mean of grades. Okay. This is a common scenario. Incorrect grade calculation because the teacher or instructor was not able to select the appropriate cutting option, like include for midterm grade. Okay, so, or for example, it's supposed to be part of the final grade, but the teacher included the midterm grade. So those things. Okay. And the last part that you're going to check is the category weight. So maybe you change your grading system. Okay, maybe there were changes during the term. Then that could be one reason that you have the incorrect grade calculation. I think that's okay. So this is also one scenario. For example, you have a class assignment, okay? Let's say you enter the score, but then you assign a category that is not part of your grading system. So it will display NA, okay? So it's not included, not part of the grading calculation. And this one is very important, student not found in class roster. So if you'll encounter this scenario, please do not input AF immediately. So please make sure to inform the registrar's office about it. So maybe the student was assigned to a different class. Okay, so maybe they can just I think they will swap or they will do something para the student. I'm not sure how it's being done, but it's a common scenario. Okay, so just before you assign AF, just make sure that it's the correct it's the correct class. Okay, the student is under your class, or maybe gasulod siya sa lain na class. Okay, so just communicate with the registrar and also communicate with the student regarding that one. Okay, so I think that's the last part. Help us.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Ma'am Shai. Okay, I know there will be some specific concerns here. But so far, some questions were already were raised, so I don't know if we need to repeat this, but there's one question, but this is already addressed by Sir Milbert here. How about
very
those who don't have SLMIS accounts? So can you give us the email for this to ask for an account? Sir Milbert said usually, which is true, it's usually based on the hiring siguro na timetable, no? So you need to clarify. No, I think the answer of Sir Milbert is appropriate, no, to ask first the chairperson. It may
Yes,
be
yes.
a concern about the hiring process. Kasi once your papers are in and you're really hired, you will be sending man the SLMIS credentials,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay. Well, there's one question there whether grades will automatically appear in the roster. I think it's the question of the updating of the grades to appear right away in the roster. I think you have also answered that in the discussion, I think, in your presentation, where you update, no,
Yes, sir. Update from
your grade.
community grade page.
Yes, so to update that one. Any other questions from the especially for the new ones? Here's one. Can we have a record of this meeting? Oh, yes, sir. We mentioned in meetings before that all the sessions and all onboarding are recorded, and then after the end of all sessions, we will be shared to you the recording. So for those sessions we have missed, you can get the information through the recordings. So we'll give you that information. Okay, so that I can can we record so that I can make it as a guide in grading this incoming midterm. I don't get the context yet of this question, connection with the record of this meeting. Okay.
Maybe she's going to review or.
Okay.
Ma'am Shai,
Yes,
Kuya Pox,
sir.
we have another guide for a video for the SLMIS for the other train, aside from what we have tonight. Yes, if I can remember, we have another guide for the SLMIS, or wala na ba?
Yeah, actually I have it's like a presentation guide. Okay, so it's a step-by-step guide as well along with the FAQ. So I can also send that one. So actually there are around 3 or 4 files that I need to share. So it would be nice to have it under CTTL so
Sige
that
pa.
if they have
Okay.
questions.
Thank you
But we
very
don't
much.
have it in our website, right? There's no recording yet. No. Guide.
Yes, yes.
Tutorial. Okay. Sige. Here's a question from Ma'am Paula. She's raising her hand.
I'm
Yes,
raising
Ma'am
my
Paula.
hand again. I'm sorry.
Go.
Yes,
No
Ma'am
worries,
Paula.
ma'am.
Because this thing is very tedious, no? Is it possible that we really need hands-on while listening, doing? Is it possible, like, when we're about to do our grading system, can we just like consult you even for 30 minutes? Like if there's a group of us, like friends of mine with a us new teachers, can we just like schedule, ma'am, pwede ba? We already read, pero it's different
Yeah.
the guidance, no? Because this is crucial. This is grading, eh. So we like we'll just prepare everything in Excel and then we'll do the hands-on actual thing. It's different when although yung CTPL first training was easy, making the e-learn, that was quite easy. But this one is grading kasi, and there are a lot of components and settings that we have to consider, which unfortunately my poor brain did not get all. So is it possible,
Yeah.
like, yeah, we set like kahit 30 minutes lang po, punta kami sa office nyo, or like that lang when we are about, but yeah, we will prepare all the materials so that loading na lang, setting up all those things. It's
Yeah.
difficult when just relying on a recording and the expert is there. Is that possible?
Yes, Bob. So actually, for like one-on-one sessions, okay, at CISO, we normally like entertain, let's say, like one-on-one setting up of grade book, SLMIS grade book. But you need to email us first, like set an appointment, because
Yes.
a number of faculty will also, let's say, set the same time.
Yes, I think it's best that we do it all, like even kahit there's 3 of us, 2 of us,
Yes, yes,
Yep.
yeah.
that
Yeah,
sayang
that's
naman
nice,
yung
ma'am.
Yeah,
time.
organize a group, no, who wants to have a
Yes.
Per
tutorial.
department, like that naman.
Mm.
Like we start
Oo.
with certain department and para naman
Yeah.
ma-assure kami that we're on the right track. Because
Mm-mm.
we're all new teachers and this is
Mm.
great. This is very crucial.
Yes, I understand, Ma'am Paula. Yes, so we've been doing that one, so don't worry. So it's a normal parang request from our faculties. And also, actually, we discussed CISO na it would be nice also to have like champions, okay? So like SLMIS gradebook champions. So I actually share this one to our director. So how about we identify, because like from our case, we can already identify like, oh, this faculty is already good at setting up his or her no grade book. Maybe she can represent like for like college of, let's say, nursing. She can be the point person
Yep.
if someone needs that one. And
Yeah,
I think
these champions
yeah.
can be program specific, so they know normally what are the grades to include, right?
Yes, sir. Oo.
So discipline, siya?
Oo.
Discipline, related, or
It's under discussion pa, Sir Fox. I actually talked to Ma'am Harriet
yes.
about that one, and I think Ma'am Harriet will like talk or discuss this with Ma'am Juliet or something, like how can we do this so that parang na college based ba na representative, in case para they won't have to wait for our available schedule.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Sir Don is raising his hand. Is this in response or is it another question, Sir Don?
It's definitely not a question, Sir Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, just probably a response to the request of the faculty. I totally support that we might need to think about coming up with workshops. But of course, we also want to encourage the new faculty to coordinate with their hiring chairs. Most especially that the hiring chairs are the ones supervising the courses that you are teaching. So they should also supervise the way that you are reporting your grades, because they are the ones monitoring your submission of the grades. So grading usually is encouraged to be discussed with the chair, most especially with the distribution that you have for for the classes that you teach, and the grading that you will do for specific activities. It has to be discussed by the chair, because the grading distribution should be, of course, in consultation with the chair. Courses that are taught in multiple sections should be discussed with all those who are teaching the same course, so that the students will also have the same experience and the same
Agreed.
expectations, more or less. So
Yes.
grading should be in consultation with all those in the department. So as for now, as while we are discussing with the office of Ma'am Shai as to how we can come up with specific training to address this, as this is very crucial, I agree. We also would like to push that the departments also make sure that they take care of the faculty that they are hiring. Because there are just very few of us right now in manning the different offices. So it's
Yeah.
very important that we also do not bypass the role of the chairs and
Yes.
the coordinators that are in the colleges. So we encourage you
Yeah.
to also connect with them.
Yes. The chairs are always the first point of reference for such
Mhm.
concerns. Kasi based also on experience, no, your colleagues are also the best ones who can help you because they know
Yes.
they have been grading using SLMIS, so tips and mga shortcuts or
Yes.
your colleagues in your department are the best also sources for information.
Yes, yes.
So thank you, Sir Don, for that well
Thank you,
said
Sir Don.
response. No, it's good that I clarify about that coordination, especially concerns like subjects taught in different sections with different teachers. No, so that's also a very important consideration. And also that the office of the CTTL and in coordination with CISO is also willing to be of assistance, no, in guiding no certain specific concerns in handling or manipulating the SLMIS. So I think Sir Milbert already shared also the email address there. So you can email the CISO, you can also email cttl-training at xu.edu.ph if you have
Yes.
also specific problems or concerns with the use of SLMIS. Okay. So any other questions? More questions from the group? Ma'am Paula, is that hope it satisfies your okay na?
Pasensya na, kulit na.
Okay.
Kasi
Perfect.
this is something different, no? And of course, we're new. Something
Yeah,
very,
true.
really,
Definitely, yes.
and we, ang ano ko lang is, I just realized it's like redoing everything again because I could have already inputted pala, set it up one by one every time I uploaded, but I have to go back. And of course, they're
Yes, ma'am.
always,
Especially mahilig kayo sa maraming assignments.
yeah, because every week we provide an assignment for them to
Okay,
do
that's
an
true.
activity.
I
Yes.
also don't know about the others, but I think I also started that way, no? So,
Yeah.
so
Kasi
there's
excited, di ba? Excited.
Oo.
Madami sila. Hindi naman gusto ko, pero what will they do? How will they learn? So after this, we process everything, no? They realize, hala, I have to do from the very beginning again. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for your answering my queries. Thank you.
But Sir Milbert also suggested something, no, to make it more convenient for you. If you can just come up with what we call that, a spreadsheet, and then you just upload them by components, but not as individual activities. No, like for example, if you have 10 quizzes, you don't have to upload them individually as quizzes.
I
Quiz
think you can
1 to
upload the
10.
CSV, as a
Yes.
CSV file.
What's important is that you record them as quizzes, and then if 5 of them belong to quizzes for midterms, then you can just upload one component rather than upload 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quiz scores. So just one score for midterm quizzes, probably.
Yeah,
Like that.
it's like a compiled, yeah. But we also suggest, no, in common practice also that not only of course the final grades are always submitted to the SLMIS, but it's also good practice to also do your calculation in your Excel spreadsheet so that you can verify, no, the calculation. Sometimes you might miss out okay ang imong Excel calculation pag when you have it in SLMIS, lahi ang iyang pag-calculate. So there's you can therefore see where you have gone wrong in your entry. So at least there is another that cross checks your calculation para ma-avoid po tong mga change of grade because of incorrect calculation of grade.
Yes, yes.
Yes, anything more? I think with a lot of silence here. I think most of us are satisfied. Anyway, the sharing and the tutorials will always be open. So if you have other further questions, there are people that you can refer to, so your colleagues, your department chair, and then you can have the CISO and the CTTL be of assistance to you. So we thank Ma'am Shai for this one very helpful and enriching session. Patilaw mo yun ni siya, no? It's essentially patilaw, no? For most of us, still very new with the with the SLMIS, but group picture, yes, Father.
Yeah.
Oo, tama. Oo. Alam ko nag-close. I was about to go there. Okay, so can we open our before that, no, isang masigabong palakpakan daw kay kay Ma'am Shai. Hearts and
Thank
your
you.
applause probably. Okay, thank you very
Thank you,
much, Ma'am
everyone.
Shai.
Thank you too. Supposedly this is a half-day training or if
Correct.
face-to-face.
Patilaw lang yun siya.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still waiting for others to show their pictures. Unshare lang sa kay what
I
picture.
forgot.
Okay, so that
Picture.
the picture. Who's going to take the picture?
Laser po.
Ikaw, Ma'am Zen. Sige.
No,
Before
Zen.
everybody else turns off their camera. Okay.
Ay, wala rin tao diri.
Alright.
So
We only have one
everyone
frame.
around. Yeah.
Please
Ganiha, we have
turn
2 frames karon, 1 frame na lang.
Okay, ready? 1, 2,
2,
3.
3, go. Okay.
Alright,
That's good. Somebody is
one
just to turn
more.
on. Yeah.
One more. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Going, gone. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Okay. So, Ma'am Shai, thank you very much
Thank you.
again.
Thank
And
you,
to everyone,
Thank
thank
you,
you very much
everyone.
also.
Thank
Before we
you.
leave, we have just to remind you, we have one more session this this Wednesday, with Ma'am Juliet on the teaching teaching system in Xavier Ateneo. So please don't forget to be there also this Wednesday, same time, same channel. Okay, so that will be the last of our sessions for the onboarding. And then don't forget also to fill in the evaluation. The link for the evaluation is already sent to you or already posted in the chat box. So please don't forget to also fill up the evaluation form. Okay, so it's about time. So Salamat kami tanan sa inyo for coming in today. So hopefully see you on Wednesday. Thank you very much once again. Thank you, Ma'am Shai.
Thank you, Sir
Thank you, Ma'am
Bossing, sir.
Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am
Sen.
Shai.
Thank you, Ma'am
Sir
Shai.
Don. Thanks, Ma'am Kat.
Doc Krisha,
Thank-
hi.
Thank you, Sir Don, Sir
Thank you,
Pops,
Don.
and
Hello,
Lucretia.
hello, Don.
Salamat sa tanan.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Zen, napakaisilingan, Zen, oh.
Lagi na. I'm
Yes,
so
yes,
happy.
Ma'am, na kayo makita sa kong kilid.
Ta-
Alam ko.
Ay, nato ganiya, nag-kuhan siya wave og hand. Dark.